Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to a very exciting episode of CSGO News. As always, let's get right into it. And first off, an absolutely huge CSGO News, guys. We have the announcement of the WESG, or the World Electronic Sports Games. If you guys don't know, right now going on the Olympic Sports Games, or the Olympic Games. This is actually trying to closely replicate that kind of thing. We'll talk about that in a short minute. This event will be hosted by Starladder TV and Imba TV. If you guys have never heard about Imba TV, they have close ties to Alibaba, the online retailer. I'm sure a few of you guys have actually used those. So Alibaba will be a side host as well. They'll be funding Imba TV and their portion of this prize pool, which will include a $5.5 million prize pool across many esports, including CSGO, Dota, StarCraft, Hearthstone. But CSGO will receive one of their biggest prize pools of all time, which will be $1.5 million of that $5.5 million being allotted just to CSGO. And also, this will break records as well. If we're going to count this as a major, a big tournament at the very least, the first place team will set records for the first place prize pool, the biggest one ever in CSGO history, where the first place team, after all this going down, will come away with $800,000, which is absolutely insane. So what's the catch? Obviously there has to be one. There's only one small catch for these teams, and just like the Olympic Games that are going on right now, this event will not allow multinational rosters for their teams. And this is a huge announcement a few days ago. I've had trying to spend the last 2 days kind of deducing what it actually meant. I know it took way too long for me to do this. I've been really busy these last few days, but this means that each team participating, all their players must have legal citizenship from just one country that they represent. So, you know, there are players out there who have legal citizenship in multiple countries, but all the players on the team have to have legal citizenship for the one country which they're going to be playing for. And yes, this means that nearly half of the world's top 20 CSGO teams will be ineligible to play unless they attain the correct number of substitutes to actually get that one nationality roster. Now, this also includes teams like Navi, G2, Mouse Sports, Liquid, Flipside, FaZe Clan, Cloud9, Gambit, TSM, Optic, Dignitas, and so many more outside the top 20, which makes this all the more interesting. As many of you guys know, SK Gaming, the Brazilian team, is going to have no troubles being the number one team here, but also it's going to be really cool to see how all these teams change their rosters to participate in the WESG. So that was an absolutely huge news this past week. And other news for CLG, we had then announced two newest members, the first of which will be their new coach known as GRT, who would replace their former coach Peta, and they also added a new team analyst by the name of I'm a Pet, and they're helping them on that side of things, but also including CLG Tarik. We had a big story come out of Tarik versus Dazed, and here are the big long details in this kind of funny fight. So first off, before we get into the CSGO drama, I'm not taking anyone's side here. It's a very immature argument, and of course both sides had very valid points, but it was former iBuyPower member known as Dazed versus the World, and when I say the World, I mean the other side of things, and that was former AGG's, the Pug Gods, and Gakona player RooRoo, one of his former teammates FGB, and then former CLG player many of you guys know as Tarik. That was one side, and they were all versus Dazed. Now apparently on live stream, Dazed have been calling out, or in a Skype call, Dazed had called out RooRoo, that former AGG player. He had used demeaning words such as Down syndrome and retard towards RooRoo, which a lot of people took offense to, including FGB, who's a former teammate of RooRoo. Now to get back at Dazed for doing this, him and a few others during some online ESEA matches also caught on live stream were trolling Dazed by being very funny, of course doing trollish things, just a little way to jab back at him, and that was them doing this.
Hard R's. We'll just leave.
Alright, there's no hard R's.
Ricky.
I should pick Hades, right? I have Dazed already.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Wait, Dazed is raging.
Do it
Did
for
you
the
Dazed?
vine, Steve.
Did you pick Dazed?
Yeah.
He's raging. He's
I
like,
gotta just pick Hades.
He's like, why does he pick me, dude? What the fuck?
Is Hades in there?
Yeah.
Pick Hades. Pick Hades. Pick Hades, please.
RooRoo auto picks Odor.
Okay, I got Hades.
I can't wait.
So obviously they were trolling Dazed, they were firing back at what he did earlier. Then further off, we had former CLG Tarik, as many of you guys know. He also stepped in because he took high offense to the use of the words retard and Down syndrome towards RooRoo, which is very notable. You know, obviously I don't like those words either. I would never use those words towards anyone. I do disagree with Dazed and his argument. If you guys saw the Dazed video where he actually was in a Skype call with FGB and calling out, you know, kind of trying to describe when you can actually use those words and that it's okay to use those words as long as it's with friends and you don't mean it in a demeaning way. A very, very kind of two-sided argument. It's very hard to actually have a standpoint on that. I'm not going to get too much into that.
I was annoyed that
right?
It was just a really stupid match.
Exactly.
But, dude, it just doesn't give you the right to say something like that.
To what? Call him out and call him a fucking retard? When he did something fucking retarded?
Call him out for trolling. Don't fucking say Down syndrome. Like, that's just...
Why does that matter if I say he has Down syndrome?
I mean...
Do you think?
I guess
Do you
if don't
think?
know why that's wrong, then
I don't.
can't really, like...
I don't.
I
Do you think it's
can't
wrong?
think about
Do you ever say the word gay or faggot?
it.
But either way, we also had CLG Tarik stepping in here, former CLG Tarik stepping in against Dazed and calling him out for saying those kind of things. He tweeted out many times towards Dazed about, you know, how appalled he was of his response to RooRoo and the things he said. And then we had things go even further as Dazed then came back on a video, on a stream as well. He came back towards CLG Tarik and he said, "Where were you way back when we had former Liquid Simple and former Cloud9 Freakazoid in a Skype call together?" Freakazoid, if you guys have not heard about this, you know, Bullyzoid was what he came out as. He was bullying Simple in a Skype call. In that same Skype call, according to Dazed, was Tarik, and he was just sitting back doing nothing. And so we had, of course, Tarik calling out Dazed for saying these demeaning words towards RooRoo, and then we had Dazed calling out Tarik for never standing up for Simple. So how can you be against these words of retard and Down syndrome but not defend bullying?
And where was Tarik when all this other fucking bullying and shit like that happened? Wasn't Tarik in the Mumble channel when Simple got bullied by Freakazoid? Did Tarik say a goddamn thing? No, because that little fucking faggot was too fucking afraid to.
You know, so we had all these guys calling out each other for past events, and that was what broke out. A lot of people thought that Tarik only stepped in because on Dazed's YouTube channel, he had a reacting video to Valve profile videos, including Hiko and Tarik's video, where he also included a lot of demeaning comments about Tarik. That's the only reason why people actually thought that Tarik stepped in the first place.
I'm Tarik. This is my brother. He's much tamer than me. What? You gotta be kidding me, man. What the fuck? Nothing disrespectful. Tarik's mom, Hiko's mom.
I would just stand there.
You can only
for hours.
pick
I already have a
one.
chair.
Oh, Tarik. Oh, God. Oh, that form was terrible. Oh, my God. Tarik's form is so awful, dude. Look at this. He's shooting with two hands. Look at that.
Tarik then bounced back and said he stepped in because what Dazed was doing was wrong. So a very complicated argument. I hope I explained that well. And in some decently big CSGO news here, guys, we have not touched on CSGO gambling in a long time. A lot of CSGO gambling websites, I would say, you know, a good majority of them have been shut down and not accepting any deposits. Now, of course, a lot of them, if you still have skins on the website, you can still be betting, but that's very few websites and a very few people who actually have a lot of skins on any websites left. They've done a great job of wiping out a lot of CSGO gambling. Now, speaking of this, we have the Southern Australian government who's actually banned esports gambling altogether. Now this is actually approved by after someone approached the Southern Australian government after trying to attain a license to actually run a business around that. They went ahead and actually banned all of gambling altogether. Now it seems like Australian news or the Southern Australian news has no idea how big esports seems, because in the article they actually released, they said that esports events or these CSGO events only get dozens of gamers. They only attract dozens of gamers. So it seems they really have no clue how big esports has become, but apparently the Southern Australian government has actually put a permanent ban on video game betting altogether. And really quick, I do want to thank CSGO Handouts for sponsoring this video. It's a place you can actually go and fill out surveys and do very easy tasks to earn free skins. I would suggest you guys, or advise you guys, if you want to go check that out, feel free. It's the top line description. Thank you to CSGO Handouts for sponsoring this video and the next few videos. I will be shouting them out very briefly, but feel free to go check their website out, guys. They are very generous with sponsoring this video, and it's a really cool website, a great way for you guys to earn free skins, absolutely free skins for doing some simple tasks. If you guys are watching a YouTube video and have some things to do, check them out and maybe earn some free skins of your own. And for those of you who don't like me talking about YouTube money, you can now click away from the video. Thank you guys. Hope you all enjoyed CSGO news. Now a very big announcement for me and my channel for this month of August. I actually discussed this on a stream with only 50 people there. I now need to announce this to my entire YouTube channel. So I have a very cool thing I want to announce to all of you guys, and that is me going to give away, I'm actually going to give away my entire YouTube revenue for the month of August. Now, a lot of people saying, Jake, don't do it, save your money. I know I've been transparent with you guys these last few months of how much I've made these last 2 months off YouTube with all of you. It has not been much, but I really thought that in my own mind, I really would like to give back to all of you guys, and that will be through a YouTube video, but also a Twitter giveaway. So please listen up. I know you guys might be thinking, Jake, you're just trying to get attention, whatever it may be. I would love to give away all of my YouTube revenue for the month of August. Now, you guys can expect this to be, I'm going to be honest, it's only going to be probably anywhere from $300 to $500, hopefully towards that upper end. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to give it away in increments of $10, $15, or $20, and that way we're going to have multiple winners. So obviously if I make $300 for the month of August, this giveaway will be in September after I get paid, and we'll do maybe 30 $10 winners. That way we have as many winners as possible. I want as many of you guys to have a chance of winning as possible, and that's the ultimate goal of all of this. Now, obviously, if we do get that upper end and we actually make $500, we'll be doing 25 winners of $20 each. So I thought I'd announce that right now, guys. Please, I'm going to have a tweet also. I'm going to tweet that out today. If you guys want to go favorite that, follow the Twitter account. That's where the big giveaways will actually be happening in September, and I'll, of course, announce it through a YouTube video as well. So that's a really exciting announcement for me. I just felt that deep down, I really needed a way to give back to all of you guys for being so supportive of me, especially these past few weeks, and I've been very absent in my YouTube presence, so I cannot wait to give that money away, and hope you guys all enjoy that giveaway when it does come. Hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of CSGO News. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I like you. I'll see you guys all tomorrow in the CSGO News episode or sometime soon this week. Remember, you guys know what's coming.